Today I am talking of infrastructure segment. While we have some new winners in infrastructure, those are mainly the Adani Group companies, whether it is Adani Transmission, Adani Green Energy, Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports and SEG, Adani Power. So we have some of the success stories around the Adani stocks. However, we must not forget the lessons we have learned over last 10 years in this sector. So for every retail investor, I would please request you to watch this video, and this video should help you, I would say enlighten you broadly. So stay connected, and I have already covered one topic that is just a master class, and these things I put in into master class. So I spoke about some of the key aspects of an investor, and what we should learn from some of the great investors like Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, Warren Buffett. So please utilize that video, and I hope to see you connected with me so that we can come up with similar analysis for the benefit of larger audience. So stay connected. So let's look at some of the bigger names we have in this sector, and I will start with GMR, and here I have GMR data already opened. If we look at the golden time we have seen in infrastructure segment, that was around 2007 and 2008 time. Most of these companies came into being at that time. They participated into coal bidding. They set up construction, power, green energy, and many similar companies. So these all came around the same time. I don't mean to say that they were founded at that time, but they came into relevance or existence in investors' view around that time. So every Tom, Dick, Harry came into in the market, and market was into a bubble. So let us look at what happened with GMR here. GMR started around, I have the maximum data from 2016. So since 2016, from 23 it went up to about 120, 118, and it has never really touched that high after that. Even though we have the stock market, I would say turning at least 5 times, we don't have any recovery in this stock whatsoever. Now some of these the assets like the Mumbai airport, they have just sold it to Adani. So please understand what's happening in this space. Let's move to some other name. Now we come to the green energy, renewable energy segment, and we have a classic name in the form of Suzlon Energy. And Suzlon Energy, if I look at the max data for Suzlon Energy, as I was saying, around 2005-6 a lot of companies came into existence, and they really performed outstandingly by 2007 and 2008, and since then they have been a loser all the way. So please note these all names, and we will come to a broader learning little later. Let's look at one very interesting name called Lanco Infra. So Lanco Infra came into popularity or fame construction in around 2007-8, and they were into construction, power, real estate in this segment, and they were really quite popular. In fact, they had a big office in Gurgaon, and we used to travel around this area all the way every time we have to go office or commute office. So now if you look at it, this company is in liquidation stage. So this company has gone bankrupt, and I don't have a data for this company, but this company really performed and caused a lot of loss to its investors. And most of the time the loss sufferer is retail investor in these stocks, because the big guys, they try to exit these names as soon as they can. And yeah, so this is again about the Lanco Infratech story. Okay, how they gone bust. Now let's look at some of the other name. Okay, sorry, I was talking about Adani acquiring the Mumbai airport. That was not from GMR, but I think GVK. Yeah. So now another name here in around came into being, or came into got fame around 2016 6-7, and after that these names, GVK is a loser all the way. I don't want to say too much about these companies, because that we only waste, because we have a larger point to make after this. Okay, these are all data points. Please do remember, I am not adding anything here. So we are talking about infra companies which deal with power, renewable energy, construction, and power transmission, so power generation, these all companies. Okay, let's look at another name. Now we have a classic name, and this is from big group, that's Reliance Group, ADAG stocks, Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group. And since around 2002-2003, this company really skyrocketed. And if you look at its peak on 2008, this company was 2,500 rupees stock. Just look at this, in about 4-5 years this stock multiplied 10 times. Okay, and since then, now do you really want me to comment on this stock? This stock again gone bust. Most of the time the losers are retail investors. Now look at some other name here, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. Why this is in my list? Okay, if you look at Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, 5 years or maximum year, just have a look at it. Its story is quite similar to these all other infra companies, because this is into the same space. Now if you want to look at what BHEL really does, they have this portfolio. They are a heavy engineering company, a very good name. Okay, they have very good capacity. They can set up big power plants, and they do for even for other countries. They are into transportation, power transmission, and renewables. Okay, so a lot of things. If you look at, they work around these things. And just look at how poorly this stock has performed. And this is a Government of India backed company. So this is one more company to keep a note of. Now we already spoke of BHEL. Let's see JP Infra. Do we have JP Infra data somewhere else? Okay, yes, I have JP Infra data here. Okay, let's look at JP Infra. And JP Infra was a popular name around 2010 again. Okay, and since 2010 I was tracking this company when this company was around 65-66. I didn't track it around 80, but here around 60-68 I started tracking this company, and today this company is nowhere. So we all know how JP is doing. Another company, Gammon Infra. Do I need to say anything about this company? This company was around 32 in 2010. Now look at here. And this was a motorway construction company. So please pay close attention to these names and what they are doing. Let's look at Inox Wind now. And Inox Wind, if you look at its peak around 2015-16, not a very old data. I think maybe they don't have it founded in 2000. I don't know, but in 2014 or 15 it was a 417 rupees stock, and now it has come down 10 times at least. Okay, now look at the Power Finance Corporation, and it is one of the better names in this segment. And I think Adani Group acquired some of the assets of this company also. Maybe some, I don't know, some power transmission lines or something like that. Okay, just look at this, how this sector performed. It regions at times, then it came down, it went up, then it came down. It has never really rewarded its stock investors. So do you really, if you look at this, it is again at its higher side. Why would any retail investor, knowing this kind of history, would commit this mistake? You have a hard-earned money, please don't waste that money. Now look at Punj Lloyd, and this was very interesting company because this has a good overseas, this company, oh yeah, it is here. This company's operations are spread across Middle East and Africa, Asia Pacific, South Asia, Europe. So this was a big company, and I have tracked this company for a long time before I just completely started hating this company. Okay, so even today this company earns fair bit of revenues. Okay, but this company's stock has really punished its stakeholders. Okay, and if any company has done favorably to its investors in the infra segment, maybe Larsen and Toubro is one of the group, but Larsen and Toubro is very big group, so we can't compare, put Larsen and Toubro in the same category. So let's see, let's move around. This is let's move around Gujarat Petro. I want to look at some of the other names. Okay, now PTC India Financial Services. Okay, this is into, I would say, microfinancing to these power infra companies. The PTC group, PFC group, which is the owner? Yeah, PTC India. PTC India owns this PFS, and they lend it to the power sector mainly, and this reflects with their condition here. Never ever power sector recovered or the infra sector recovered. Therefore, how could the company who lends to these sectors could have recovered ever? Simple as that. Now we are talking about the PTC India, the parent organization. How did this company perform? Have a look at this. If you have put your money in this stock around 2004 2005, it has not even doubled, and that too it has caused some losses recently. It was down a bit. Okay, so please stay aside from this sector, the point I am trying to make. Let's look at some of the other classic names here. Have a look at this, Reliance Power. Now what's happening in this space, I will come to that point little later. Reliance Power is in decline since last many years now, so I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, similarly we have Tata Power. So Tata Power is one of the premium names, okay, one of the better name in the power sector. Even this better name has not really rewarded its investors. Let's look at how this stock has performed. Just see, the stock, the broader index itself has quadrupled, or maybe I don't know how many times it has grown, about from 10,000 to 50,000 now, and this stock has not even doubled, okay, since its 2006 level. So please be very careful from in this sector, because this sector is very closely linked to the end customer, and this sector suffers from the polling effects. No government wants to increase the tariffs or increase the power tariffs, so this sector gets impacted because of these all things, okay. And never forget other factors like the bigger issues, corruption, cronyism, sometimes the coal issues, so these legal issues. This sector is in really a mess. Now let's talk about Power Grid. If one company which has sustained decently over last few years is in this segment is Power Grid Corporation, but again it has not been very rewarding. If your stock it just double in last 10 years, it is not, you rather put your money in the FD, that will be better return. Now NTPC, the classic government name, just look at it, how pathetic this company has been. And I have been tracking this stock when it was, I think, around here 148, 157, 158. We had great really great hopes from this company, but it really disappointed all of us. Now I come to other part. Now I have shown you about 10-15 companies in this infra segment. Now we come to some of the outliers, and they all belong to Adani Group now, okay. So Adani Enterprise, if you look at this company in 2006 was 32, now it is 1141. But if you look at the journey of this company also, this company came down from 769 to about 164, 165. Then maybe there was some stock split around here, then this company has risen back to this level, okay. So this company has done pretty well over last few years. That's why I said this is an outlier, okay. Now let's look at other company in the same group, from the same group. This company came into being just few years ago, maybe 2018, yeah, 2018, and this has again been an outlier. It has grown up 10-11 times in last 2-3 years. Now let us look at the Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone. And if you look at Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone, this company has not done exceedingly well in terms of rewarding its investors, but over last 1 year this has gone up quite sharply, okay. Now Adani Power, this Adani Power has really underperformed. If it is not an outlier, but it has not been too bad. If you look at its high of 2010 was 134, it has not done it was doing poorly, but it has recovered of late. So on the whole, it tells you about the power sector is still in the mess. Do I also have one more company, Adani Transmission? Yes. So Adani Transmission is another success story, and the success story started into 2020 itself over here, okay. Now one commonality you will find in these all stocks is many of these failed companies are selling their assets to Adani Group companies. Whether you call about talk to GMR, then you talk to GVK, then you talk to Reliance Infra, Reliance Power, some other ports companies, some other construction companies. So most of these companies are selling their assets to the Adani Group. So Adani Group, by buying these assets, how much it can grow, we will have to see. And please be very careful when you are investing in any of these companies, whether it is they are outlier or they are in a pathetic situation. Please remember, their upside and their downside starts anytime. Okay, and somehow the upside of these companies um, are there with a particular government. uh, so if you have, let's say, uh, one type of government, for example JP Infra, if I talk about JP Infra was a popular name. They were in the reality also. The Noida, they have done quite remarkably well when Mayawati government was in power around 2007 to 2012. Similarly, some other names. Okay, so I'm not attributing any motives or anything there, but this business has to be performed when you remain closely, or you are closely working with these politicians, the people who are in power, and in that process somehow you also hurt your relationship with the opposition. And when opposition gets a shot in the power, they can hurt your interest. So please be very mindful if you are invested in these companies. I would rather suggest you to take a very careful approach. Don't board into these kinds of stock and go little slower. Don't try to become rich overnight. With that, I will stop here. Please do let me know what do you think of it. How has your experience been in this infra story? Do you find my apprehensions worth? And if you do so, please stay connected. I will come back with similar other stories. Hopefully these insights will make you more knowledgeable, and you make more profits in your investments. With that, I'll conclude this discussion. Thank you. Have a good time.